Welcome to Ridge Life. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, it is a very, very sad day here on the ridge, well, not the ridge, on the farm. A lot of rough things have been happening over here at Meredith. Well, first we celebrated an amazing, beautiful Easter weekend. We had family over, had tons of great food. We picked up the family holiday meals at Cracker Barrel. We had prime rib and hash brown casserole, green beans, mac and cheese, yeast rolls. Meredith's parents brought over some ham, spiral baked ham, and we had neighbors over. Grandma Carol came over, and we celebrated. We went to church, had a great Easter celebration at church. That part was good. Of course, you guys know about the animals getting out and getting in the road and everything. That was just a part of the weekend. It was an eventful and exciting part of the weekend, but it was not really the bad part of the weekend. I'm going to get right to it, guys, and I have a lot more to tell you, though. I've got a huge surprise for Meredith I'm going to tell you about here in this video, and a lot of other eventful things that happened. But first, seriously, why is it sad? What's the bad news? You guys know we had to, we had chickens get killed by the pit bulls over at on the ridge. We had a pit bull here on the property. So anytime your animals are in danger, any of that, it's always a huge thing. Well, you guys know, gosh, it wasn't a month or two ago, we had to put Sammy, Meredith's cat, it got really, really sick, wouldn't eat, and she took it to the vet, got medications, all that stuff. Anyway, it didn't make it, right? Well, Snooker, the cat that's been terminally ill for years before I met Meredith, we had to put him down. So we lost Sammy not too long ago, which was a healthy cat before it got whatever it got into, and it got emaciated quick. But Snooker's had cancer and thyroid disease, and Snooker's been treated over and over and over, and Snooker would eat and eat and eat. Meredith started feeding Snooker wet cat food, so she had to segregate Flowers, the other huge fat cat, and so she would feed Snooker wet cat food, and then that's all Snooker wanted to eat after that. But Snooker was just eat, because of the thyroid condition, eat, and drink, and just continuously drink. But Snooker got to where wouldn't groom himself. His nails were. I had to do surgery on his nails right before we went on vacation, and then he started losing his voice, his meow, and then he couldn't jump up on the bed, and then it got to the point where when the family came over this weekend, they said, y'all need to put Snooker down. You need to put him out. It's hard when it's a family pet, though, and been around for so many years. But yeah, after the family and friends came over and saw Snooker and said, you guys got to do something about that. And so we did. We put Snooker down. The family, is just me today here on Rambling. They're upset. Snooker was a huge part of the family, and will sorely be missed. So that's just since I've been over here. I've been with Meredith. We lost 2 cats here at Meredith. We lost Elvis over on the ridge. We lost Spot, and now we've lost Goldie. I'm hoping when I get home today, Luna's still fine. Of course, Sunset and Sylvia. Hopefully they're fine. We'll find out. So what is the big surprise for Meredith? Well, I've been working over here. My son Morgan's coming down. He's going back to college. He was here for Easter. He's going back. He's coming. So Meredith thought I was going home bright and early this morning to go be with Morgan. Well, Morgan wasn't coming down until after lunch. So I said, I'm going to finish the big job for Meredith here in the barn. I'm going to kick butt, take names. Well, that was the beginning of of the craziness today. Well, first, moving cattle panels, I picked it up, and when I did, a piece of metal went straight in my finger and started squirting blood out. That was not fun. So I had to do a makeshift Band-Aid. I didn't want to feed the animals too early in the morning because tomorrow afternoon I won't be here, right? I'll be on the ridge, and when Meredith and the kids get home in the evening, that'll be a long time. If I fed this morning, it'd be a long time before they get home to feed, and then the animals may break out. So I waited as long as I could till just a while ago, and sure enough, Winnie breaks out. But luckily, I was here, and I got to put Winnie back, and then I fed all the animals. Well, I noticed when feeding the animals, I did not hear the pool pump going. Normally, I help take care of the pool, or I pretty much take care of the pool. They vacuum, and I do all chemicals and maintenance and all that kind of stuff. I went over, and the GFCI receptacle had tripped. Now, your wet location, you should have GFCI protection. So I reset the GFCI, and it tripped again when I plugged the pump back in. So then I got an extension cord over from a non-GFCI receptacle and plugged the pump into there, and it ran. I was like, okay. So then I took the extension cord and plugged it into a different GFCI receptacle. I've already had to replace that GFCI receptacle by the pool once already because it burned up. It was a 15 amp, not 20 amp. So I took the extension cord and plugged it into a 20 amp GFCI receptacle in the barn, and it tripped that. So Meredith's pool pump motor may be bad. And you're like, Tim, it's running off the extension cord. Why don't you just take the GFCI receptacle out and put a regular one in it to run? Because that's not safe. You need to have a GFCI protection in all wet locations. And of course, a pool pump is a wet location. So right now I've got it running on the extension cord, and I told all the kids to stay away from the pool pump area. Anything metal in back there, you don't, just stay away. We'll let the chemicals sort may have to change that motor out or something at a later date. Speaking of later date, I was working in here in the barn, and the front right tire, on the Karen, Meredith's tractor, had gone flat before. Well, I found the leak the other day, and I plugged it, and it worked great. I came out here this morning to finish the job, and it was flat again. There was a hole in the sidewall, and I had no more plugs. So I filled it up, and I tried over and over and over to get my gravel moved, and it was just too bad. It would go flat with one dump, and I was having to put air in it, dump, and then the tire came off the wheel. You know what happens when that is. So I had to put the tire back on the wheel, and pumped it full of air, and the hole in the sidewall, sidewall hole's pretty bad. I can probably plug it. It's not a highway tire or anything, you know what I'm saying? But I don't have more plugs, so that was something. So then, whenever I was finishing up with the animals, I noticed that one of the dogs had gotten up on the deck of the pool. We had a party, Easter party celebration, and everybody hunted Easter eggs and everything. And the trash can up on the deck, we had a gate on the deck, it locks. Well, someone had left the gate open, and one of the dogs got up there and strewed trash all over the deck. So, had to get trash cleaned up. Yes. Oh, it's always something, guys. Always something. But the big surprise for Meredith is I got it all done. I got it all done in time to go see Morgan, have dinner with him, and we'll call Gavin, see if he wants to go out to eat, and Grandma Carol, and we can all go out to eat tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I'll hit the ground running on the ridge, right? We got tons of work to do over there. There's an update on the barn latches, too, in this video. I'm hoping to get this video of all this work I got done today out for you tomorrow. So after I get done eating with Morgan, I'll be working on getting this video edited and uploaded to you tomorrow. It's a pretty long one. I mean, I did my best to try to cut it down, but that was a lot of work. And I did it 100% by myself. No help from Meredith or Hudson or Willa or anybody. This was all me, just doing a special treat for Meredith, trying to get this done for her. So now she'll have a place for a summer run-in in the big barn to have all the animals cool. This is a pretty good stuff. Yeah, tomorrow you'll see a video and it shows you everything. Shows you everything. I think it turned out nicely. I really do. Whew, my goodness, guys. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. Blue skies, not hot, not humid. But I know my back's going to be sore tomorrow. Again, yes, it was very, very sad. Loss of Snooker. Every time we would go through the kitchen, Snooker liked to sleep on the little. Well, Meredith has this special chair that you ever heard of Love Sack? I think we mentioned it a long time before. Hudson actually sleeps on a Love. It's a giant bean bag's what it is, but there's not beans in there. Hudson actually has one that's a bed. It's huge. And then we got a square rectangle one in this special chair, this wooden chair that holds it, and it's really, really comfortable. Well, that's been Snooker's bed since we got it. It's supposed to be me and Meredith's chair to watch TV on in the living room, but cats end up taking it over, and we just didn't make Snooker move because Snooker, he's on his deathbed for the last 5 years. So we had a blanket over it so he wouldn't get fur and all that stuff on it. But anyway, every time you'd walk by in the kitchen, Snooker would wake up and go, kind of put his paw at you like this. And you're like, oh my gosh, Snooker, we're feeding you, we're watering you, we're giving you medicine, we're giving you treatments, everything. But eventually, you can't, you don't want an animal to suffer. And we didn't think it was suffering previously, and really wasn't. But man, when cats stop taking care of themselves, something's wrong. Something's wrong. No Coke Zero, guys. Haven't had Coke Zero in days. Days. That's right. Been days. I think I have 1 or 2 left on the Ridge crib. So when I get home, I'll actually probably have one. But guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for when Meredith gets home to see this. She's already sad because of Snooker, and now she's going to be happy because of what I got done. She's going to be sad because the pool pump's messed up, but happy because all the work and the barn. So I'm hoping this can offset the negative things. The trash is picked up on the deck, so that she shouldn't have to bother that. The animals have been fed and watered, and they're in the fencing and everything, so that hopefully she gets home and everything's good for her and she can just deal with the things as she will. So guys, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If you liked today's video, I know it was a sad initial topic, but I tried to leave it on a good note. Got a surprise for Meredith. If you did, thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. It's always 100% free. Hit that notification bell right down there to be notified anytime a new video comes out on one of our channels. Until next time, hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling and go Ridge Life.